if you want to be the vibration of health and healing and help a lot of people discover health and healing for themselves, I believe chiropractic's the choice. And yes, we need some badass motherfuckers that are ready to roll and are ready to withstand the waves of potential judgment and criticism and all the stuff that happens when you're raising to number one. So our diversity will be our greatest strength, because there's a variety of communities and cultures that need chiropractic communicated for them.
Right.
And previously, I think in some past generations of chiropractic has been about the chiropractor.
Yep.
Chiropractic is for the people. And so in order for it to be for the people, we need to diversify the profession. So I'm very glad that you said that. I was teaching this last week. It was a little bit on something on tone, that it's possible for two people to go through a very similar condition, right? All same set of conditions, and have a completely different experience. And this is going to be on the tone of your nerve system, right? So it's possible for two people, same age, same background, whatever, driving down the road, get a flat tire. And for one person, it just ruins their day and maybe even week, right? For the other person, it's like nothing happened. Right. It was just like, I just called what I had to call. I might have took an Uber to work that day. I figured it out. Right. So what is that? Right. And the reason I bring this up is a Pre Chiro club can allow you to go into school with a certain tone and a certain perspective that allows you greater pathways to success and fulfillment. Right. And fulfillment. Meaning that if I go in, right, knowing why I'm there, knowing how to view these classes properly, because it's possible in your student career that in your classroom experience that you start to feel like a victim. It's possible. It happens to a lot of people, right? That it's just like you feel like, man, I'm being tortured by this shit. Right? This is like, I'm in fucking 30 units right now. And like, I'm barely sleeping. I ain't got time for my blah, 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 blah. And it's possible. And you'd be like, I'm being sharpened right now. I'm being trained right now. I'm being tested right now. I got strategies and tools to recuperate efficiently right now. So there's just a different way to look at it. The same thing happened, by the way. You remember this shit, man. When people go in a clinic, and the number one thing people, especially students, right, the student interns, bitching about is paperwork. Oh man, I gotta go do all the paperwork. Man, paperwork take longer than taking care of people. That. And I remember all the students were talking about bitching about the paperwork. So what I do, I would honestly do a chant every time I went into the office, and I like start clapping my hands like, paperwork. I'm about to get this paperwork. Yeah, paperwork. I said, work is fun. I love to work. Work is fun, and I love to work. So I just changed my tone to it. I changed the tone until I started basically affirming and programming that I love doing it. And by programming and changing the tone that I love doing it, I started enjoying it. And I said, and I guess I got good at it. I'm all, dang, if I'm going to see a lot of people in this clinic, then I'm going to be doing a lot of paperwork at this moment. So you might as well enjoy it. It's going to be part of the process, right? So a lot of people are always looking at something in the future, right? That when I have this certain accomplishment and achievement, I reach a certain mountaintop, then I'll be happy and fulfilled and da, 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 da. But those mountaintops happen like 0.01% of your life.
Yep.
So you can tell me the other 99.9% of your life, you're just going to be miserable. So then what I suggest to people is, how can you create the most beautiful journey possible? If you know that 99.9% of your life is going to be the journey, how can you start programming and attuning yourself to the higher frequencies of enjoyment during the shit too? Because that's it. This is life. You're going to be challenged, right? And you're going to be blessed. And you got to learn how to appreciate both.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a process to life. I think that chiropractic schools looked at it as an event. You go, you have the experience, and then you're gone, and it's over. But to start seeing this continuum that starts before school and continues after school, that's what we're really trying to help people see, is that school is not the whole process. It's part of the process.
Yes.
It's not about getting your license. It's about serving others. And I love how you put the emphasis on the mindset that you have as you're going through clinic, as you're going through your classes. This project saved me throughout school. I knew when I got to school that I wanted to share this professional experiential path with people that had never heard about it, because I never heard about it until like the last moment. I was just a curious kid that was seeking answers to what would best serve me in my life. And I was attracted to the lifestyle, to the philosophy, to do things naturally. But if a student's going through school, figuring out how can I take from this microbiology class something that can help others in the future, or how can it best serve me right now? How is it best serving me? You know, what are some of the questions that you recommend students think about, like the mindset as they're going through school? You just touched on many of them. But like on a more granular level.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can tell you what I did, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's important there are ways that certain subjects can be taught that relate them to chiropractic. And some schools do that better than others, right? Some schools just feels like, and again, one of the ways you'll know is, are these classes being taught by chiropractors? Are they being taught by medical doctors? So there's schools that the majority of their faculty is medical doctors, right? And if your majority of faculty is medical doctors, they're going to be giving you medical perspective and philosophy, right? Their why of how they look at it. And I imagine their value for chiropractic is pretty low. So are you being inspired in the greatness of chiropractic? Or are you now again looking at medicine as a superior? I mean, and to me, medicine is not a superior in regards to health. It's an inferior. The way I did it was I started to learn which of my classes I was being taught in was primarily for boards and primarily to jump through hoops to get my license, right? And then I would also start to understand the tone of my teachers, of when they were talking about test material, they had a certain tone. And when they were talking about stuff that was relevant to boards, they had a certain tone. And when they were going off on tangents, they had a certain tone. And so what kept me alive was, again, my main being connected to my purpose. My main purpose to be the best chiropractor I can be by the time I leave that school. And so I always had, like yourself, like a passion outside of the classroom. And that's what kind of kept me fulfilled and kept me on purpose, because sometimes it's hard to relate the classes to why I'm doing what I'm doing to become a chiropractor. And so what I would do is I would have usually a book or two that I was reading, and or something that I was listening to, and or research that I was getting excited about. And so at times when I knew instructor was falling off, I would either be training, like actually in the back of the class, doing push-ups, doing strikes, doing squats, doing whatever, like just prepping my body, doing mobility, or I would be reading the stuff that I was passionate about. You know, so it's like I would make sure that I was, again, to me, at the end of the chiropractic schooling program, if I wasn't prepared, it was my fault. That was it. I wasn't going to put it on the school. I wasn't going to put it on my instructors. I wasn't going to put it on anybody else except me. And so I did the things that I needed to do to make sure that I was ready. And so that, and like I said, and by also then engaging in some of the chiropractic principles and understanding the chiropractic philosophy, it can change your lens on how you view the information, right? So if I don't have an understanding of the depth of what chiropractic is and why it's here, then I don't even know how to listen to information. Yeah. And I think this is one of the biggest things, is like it's more important learning how you learn, right? And being taught how to learn versus what you learn, right? Because the how you learn and how you intake information, how you perceive information, then will filter down to then what is being extracted from that, or the lessons from it. So I think it comes a little prior. And so something like a Pre Chiro club that teaches people mindset, teaches some principles and a perspective, and what I call is like a perceptual lens Like imagine like you could take another pair of glasses with different shades, and then the world looks a little different. And then you can take it and put something else on. Oh, it's slightly different again. And these are opportunities to view your lessons, to view your classes, to view your chiropractic school with a different perception. And some of those perceptions are empowering. Some of those perceptions are disempowering. So how can you remain empowered throughout your chiropractic journey?